Hello and welcome everyone to a new League of Legends video. So in this one we're going to do a game review of Bjergsen's Cassiopeia in the mid lane, but this time just for the laning phase. So I chose this game because I found the way the laning phase was played was very interesting and would be helpful for a lot of people, and the way they used a small advantage to create even greater advantages and get more objectives out of that. So without wasting more time, let's get into the review. So here, as you can see on the screen, the matchup in the mid lane is Cassiopeia into Karthus, it's Bjergsen into Pobelter, so they are both two pro players. So how this matchup goes: first, in the level 1, Karthus has the advantage with his Q spamming, so Cassiopeia will look into a level 2 all lane if she can. That's where her spike gets up against Karthus. So Karthus goes for a hard shove. He hard shoves the first wave. It's pretty expected. Now here, after this minion, Cassio will also hit level 2. Karthus is trying to shove as hard as he can, but apparently he wasn't successful to fully shove it. Now Cassio will try to look for a short trade, or a long trade, sorry. Now Karthus here tries to sidestep, but apparently Cassiopeia's level 2 is too strong here. So this was actually a mistake from Karthus. So he didn't respect the power of Cassiopeia's level 2 against his own champion's level 2. Because Cassiopeia with her Q plus E, she can chase you all the way down, and plus the existence of presence of mind that prevents draining too much mana in the level up. So this way Bjergsen was able to get a free first blood, if I may call it so. Goes back, gets his tier already in 3 minutes. That's pretty good. So now I think that Cassiopeia, after this small advantage that he gained, he will try to look for pressure in the lane, trying to prevent Karthus from farming. So I think any extra steps that Karthus may take, he might get punished for it. Also, the wave now is in a really great position for Cassio to set up a freeze in the second quarter of her lane. I keep saying him and her. By him I mean Bjerg, but by her I mean the champion, so never mind that. So as you can see here, he's trying to set up a freeze around the middle of the lane. So apparently here there was a gank. Burns the Karthus's flash. So now with Karthus's flash and exhaust down, and Bjergsen still have both his summoners, he can apply a lot of pressure in lane and try to deny as much XP and CS as he can. So look where Cassiopeia is positioning, and look where Karthus is positioning. Any misstep here will cost him his life. Now he's trying to even pressure under tower. Now he knows that Zac was in bot lane, so he isn't afraid of any ganks. So he could just do whatever he wants now in lane. So as you can see, a small first blood mistake and advantage for Cassio gave him a whole control over the lane. Karthus can barely even CS. Look, he will step here. Bjergsen will look for a trade. Whenever he steps for a CS, Cassio will look for a trade. So as you can see here, whenever he steps in for CS, Cassio goes for a trade. Here he was over aggressive. He mostly died, or he was close to dying. So it is good to apply such pressure, but try not to go overboard. So here he's trying to shove, probably back. Or I think he might not, because he procced pretty much all of his pots, so he might look into staying. So with that pressure, the CS difference is starting to grow up a little bit, bit by bit. And with all this advantage in lane, like if you look here, even if he gets ganked, and he can handle the 1v2 easily, like as you can see here. Like now that you have such an advantage and such pressure over your lane, like even if you get ganked by a jungler, you still can come out ahead. Like even there are a lot of people that complain that, wow, my jungler camped me, etc. Like if you have such pressure and such advantage and such dominance over the lane, you can easily handle 2v1s, because the enemy laner will be too weak to like fight with you. Will that kill him? Ah, that was close. 10 HP. I bet if there was the old this fire touch, he would have died here. Well. So now he is 2-0. He is 17 CS ahead, which counts as a kill, which means he's like around 3 kills ahead of gold, which is pretty much. I can't talk. It's too much for like only 7 minutes into the game. So you could conclude here the mid lane is kinda pretty much dead. Now after the big lead that he gained from like the trading, the pressure, etc., he should start looking for either roams or pressuring the enemy jungler, like putting wards in the enemy jungle, or even invading, like blue buff for example. Now he shoves fast, tries to shove fast, try to look for roams or wards, deep wards into the enemy jungle. Like a lot of people, when they get such a lead, they just sit in mid and keep farming. Hopefully something happens. No, when you get such a lead, you need to go and exploit that lead to influence either other lanes, or try to deny the enemy jungler his jungle, or try to put as much vision as you can, because just the ability to detect the position of the enemy jungler in the map is a really valuable information and resource for you and for your team. So as you can see here with the wards he and the Hecarim put, they can spot the enemy blue buff is up. So as you can see, there is a pink ward right there. I think they might try to contest it actually with Jax roaming. Yeah, I think that's what they're planning. Yep. They just go all in. Easy. Like as you can see here, like with that lead, he doesn't just sit mid lane and keep farming. Like he tries to force stuff, like use that lead that you have, that amount of gold that you gained from that, to gain even extra leads, even more advantages in the lane. In the lane and in the whole game. Like he can try to roam both lane if there is an opportunity like this, like if he can put wards into the enemy jungle and like try to spot him out, try to contest like his buffs, etc. With that, like if you are too far ahead and the enemy team tries to contest, if they fight you back, you can kill them. If they don't, then you just suffocate them from gold. It's a win-win situation, however you see it. I know there is some downsides to this sometimes, like if you go over aggressive, or maybe if your jungler is not on the same page. So here he gets ganked. I think he oversteps. But like overall, even with this death, like he's still too far ahead. Like he is like around 28 CS ahead of the enemy mid laner. He's like already 4 kills up. So like from here on, he will just like try to suffocate as much gold as he can from the enemy jungler, 2 roams, 2 split push, and then either end it through forcing fights, or just do Baron and end. So I guess that will do it for this review of the laning phase. I know that I made this one a little bit short in comparison to the Frogan video. By the way, if you didn't see that one, I'll put a link of it in your right side and also in the description. In the Frogan video, I did a full review of the whole game. In this one, I chose to do just the the laning phase part because I thought it was the most important, because after that it was just like redundant, just keeping pressure. So if you like this format, this condensed format of videos and the educational ones, leave the like down below. Don't forget to support us with a subscribe. I'll be making actually another video after this one, might come a couple days after, will be like the opposite of this one. We'll talk about the late game, how to stall the game if your team is too far behind, to be able to recover and carry the game kinda alone. So if you're excited also for that, don't forget to subscribe to get notified when the video is up, and any type of support you can provide is appreciated, by likes, by comments, by sharing, by subscribing, and by the kind words. So until next time, hopefully this was helpful for you and you learned something from it, and see you guys next time.